Hey, how are we all doing? Welcome back to Premier League Dad. My name is Key. We are live for another AFCON, unbelievable AFCON game. I'm imagining this one's going to be just as hectic as the one we watched last night between Ivory Coast and Cameroon. To be honest, every game we've watched in the AFCON thus far has had an element of chaos to it, hasn't it? This is what this tournament brings, chaos. And it's an absolutely fantastic watch so far. I've really enjoyed watching it. This one's a really important one, actually, because Zimbabwe need to win. There is no other alternative here. For Zimbabwe, they have to win. Any other result for Zimbabwe, and they are going home. If they go and get a draw here, they're out. They're not in the playoffs, they're out. Zimbabwe absolutely have to get a win here. South Africa, for them, a point is probably good enough. For them, both teams, for South Africa, a point's probably enough, but it absolutely, undoubtedly, has to be a win for Zimbabwe. Angola against Egypt is the other game that's taking place in this group, and I'll be dead honest with you, that one is a dead rubber. Egypt are already through. Angola, they can't go through. They can't go through, because no matter what happens in this one, I mean, listen, Angola, maybe they can. If they win, there would still have to be some things going on for them to go through, but I can't see Angola going through. So Egypt already being through. This one is the game that has the most chaos riding on it. Zimbabwe against South Africa, and we're going to see some Premier League, sort of ex-Premier League players, getting involved. Brendan Galloway's at the back. Yeah, it's a really, really interesting lineup for both teams. You can see them on the screen this side over there. Yeah, this side. So where are we up to? Sorry, AFCON. Yeah, so Zimbabwe, I've got Arubi in goal, Brendan Galloway, Takwara and Garananga at the back. It's Fabish, Antonio, Marvellous Nakamba, of course, who you might remember from Aston Villa at Luton. He's in midfield with Msandami. Lunga is at left back. Dube is up front with Tawanda Maswanise of Motherwell. He's had a pretty good start to his Motherwell career, by the way. Tawanda Maswanise. He's a Leicester Academy player who's come through the Leicester Academy. He's been at Motherwell. I think he joined on a free. Joined Motherwell on a free, and he is the starting centre forward for Zimbabwe today. For South Africa, it's Williams in goal, Modiba, Mbakazi, Engazana and Mudo at the back. Then it's Sitol, Mokowena and Mbule in midfield with Maremi off the left, Apolis off the right, and then Lyle Foster. Burnley's Lyle Foster at centre forward. Mufaro Kwangarif says, Zimbabwe wins. Good stuff. Chokchat, hello Key, it's me, how are you? I am very good, mate. I'm a little bit run down, I think. I've woke up this morning and I've got I don't know if it's a spot or a cold sore or something on my lip. I assure you it's nothing else, but I've got like an horrible little spot coming on my lips. I feel all run down and grim. Right, here we go. Interact. Let's get that on. We're off and underway here anyway. Is it Casablanca this one's being played in, by the way? I think it is Casablanca, isn't it? That's where the stadium is, this one. No, Marrakesh. Sorry, it's Stade de Marrakesh. I think it's actually where we watched Cameroon Ivory Coast last night, isn't it? Let's get the scoreboard going, sorry. Right, there you go. Scoreboard's up and underway. Yeah, let me know your thoughts on this one. Steve-O says, since when did Klopp do Trivago adverts? He's just showed up. Noah, big up to Keith Thomas, the legend. Yes, Noah. Lots of love, mate. Good to see you. Yeah, I really do. I think this one is going to be a very, very interesting game. Certainly more so than the Angola-Egypt one. Maybe I've called it wrong, but we'll see. Angola-Egypt is also 0-0. I'll keep you updated on that one as well, but currently Angola-Egypt 0-0. And as expected, by the way, just to reinforce why I thought the Angola v Egypt game would be totally the wrong call, Egypt have rested loads of players. No Trezeguet, no Mo Salah. Mo Salah is on the bench. Trezeguet is on the bench. Marmoush is on the bench. All of the players that you would have expected to see if Egypt were really taking this game seriously are on the bench. So there's not really any serious... It's a training match, that. It's a training match. It's a poor game to watch, and I think this one's going to be much, much better because there's something actually riding on this one for both teams. Makundebele, tough one, this one. Yeah, very, very tough for both sides. Personally, I think if I'm doing a prediction for it, I would say... I really fancy, I've got a feeling Zimbabwe can get at least a point. I don't think it's going to be a South Africa win. I think Zimbabwe can get at the very least a point. It's just whether or not that's going to be enough. Well, it's not going to be enough. It isn't going to be enough. They need to win. They need to win. Anything less than a win for the Warriors, and it's game over for them. They're out. They're out of the AFCON. They're going home. So it's do or die for Zimbabwe and the Warriors today. Right, what are we doing? Sorry. Kane, how's it going? Key looks like Mount is out now for United. Really? Really? Literally Trennan says you've got no ball knowledge. Correct. Absolutely zero. Zero ball knowledge. Will says, where is Zambia, South Africa showing? I'm watching Angola, Egypt. Angola, Egypt, mate, is an absolute dud. That one's on Channel 4, 143. You can watch this on Channel 4 app. Channel 4's app. If you get the Channel 4 app, you can watch it. Just sent you 250 likes. You're welcome. Very kind, mate. Yeah, very kind. Thank you very much. Kane says, Ruben said he didn't know what's happening with him and whether he'll be fit enough for the game. Ooh, that's not good. It's going to be intriguing to see exactly how Man United react to that one. Will says, who plays for Zimbabwe that we would know? Brendan Galloway, you might remember from Everton. Yeah, Brendan Galloway's probably one worth remembering. Marvellous Nakamba from Aston Villa. Trying to think of others maybe that you would know. I thought we would see Chirewa, who plays for Wolves, but no, I think he's on the bench for Zimbabwe today. He's the thumbnail player on YouTube, Chirewa. I thought he would be the player we'd be looking at, but no, he is on the bench. Taranda Chirewa is on the bench, so he's not playing. But he's a Wolves player, yeah. So you probably maybe know him. And other than that, I mean, I don't know how much Scottish football that you follow, mate, but Maswanise is probably the other one, the centre forward for Motherwell. Maybe Takwara as well. Takwara plays for Hibs, doesn't he? Not Takwara. Oi. What's his name? I don't know. I've lost my head. Steve-O says, not showing on Channel 4 Plus for me, the South African game. No, Channel 4 Plus is Angola, Egypt. You have to go onto the... if you go onto the app, mate, it is showing. It's also on, if you can't find it on the app, you can watch it on... oh, here we go, we'll remove him. Hide user on this channel. There you go. Gone. That was very quick. That was nice and easy. Thank God for that. Chuck-chart, I like Coventry, Borough. What do you think? Yeah, Coventry, Borough, very good. I like them both. I don't think Borough will come up. Oh, very nearly 1-0 to Zimbabwe. Oh, unbelievable effort that. Ooh. I tell you what, very unlucky that. Very, very unlucky. Albert Chigova, where do you watch the match live? You can watch it on Channel 4 if you're in the UK. Effort here, edge of the box. South Africa should be 1. It is 1-0. It's there you go. South Africa are in front. It's a big, big deflection. And do you know what? It's very, very similar to the one that we saw last night for Cameroon. The one that we saw last night, Cameroon against Ivory Coast, it was a strike from the edge of the box, takes a big deflection, goes up over the goalkeeper. It's exactly the same again. It's an absolutely identical goal in many ways. It's a strike from that edge of the box, takes a big deflection off the defender, bounces, loops up, and the goalkeeper's already prone. He's on the floor. He can't save it. It's Zimbabwe 0, South Africa 1, and we've got an early goal here in Marrakesh. Oh, it's a great strike. I think it was going in the far post, you know that. But listen, it bounces in. It takes a massive deflection. Massive, massive deflection. Adrian, how's it going? Good to see you. 1-0. Already 1-0 to South Africa. Cheers, Jake. How's it going, Dylan? Good to see you. Who scored it? It was Moremi. Shipang Moremi of Orlando. Orlando Pirates in South Africa's league. But yeah, there you go. 7 minutes in and we've already got a goal. Nuka Pluto, I'm from Marrakesh, born and raised. Love it. Can't say I've ever ventured to Marrakesh. We've done kind of like little day trips and stuff where I've always wanted to go over and do like Tangiers and Agadir and stuff like that. But no, can't say I've ever been to Marrakesh. Kane says Anton Stack's been one of the signings of the season. And Will says, I can't find the South Africa game. I can only find the Angola-Egypt game again. Here we go. Long ball forward. South Africa controlling the game actually here. But this is exactly the start I wasn't expecting. I thought we'd get an early goal, but not from South Africa. We could have really done with Zimbabwe making more of a game of this one. But there you go. As it stands now, Angola are going to go up to third, but they are only on 2 points. That's not going to be enough for Angola to get through as one of the best placed third place teams. Now Zimbabwe on the counter attack though. Albert Chigova, good to see you, Albert. Thank you very much for subscribing, mate. Which website can I watch the match? By the way, I subscribed. You can watch it on Channel 4 if you're in the UK. Kane says midfield 3 for Wolves. Casemiro, Agate, Lacey. That's a very bold midfield 3. Jim Inflar says, do you like Bradford City to win today? Is it Bradford Port Vale today? I think so. Yeah, I think I've got Bradford. I've got Bradford, Cardiff against Stevenage, and I've got Walsall as well today, I think. Hey, Tolga, how's it going? Good to see you people in the chat. Will says, I know it's unlikely, but would it make it exciting if Angola score and Egypt don't? Well, I mean, I guess it would make it exciting for Angola. Egypt are already through. There's no real danger for Egypt. They're already through, and they're already through as group winners, no matter what happens, really. So, yeah, there's no real danger, no chaos for Egypt. That's why they've rested everyone. Salah's on the bench, Marmoush is on the bench. You know, Angola have to win and hope that the result here goes in their favour. Zimbabwe have to win this one. A draw's no good for Zimbabwe. Albert Chigova, who do you think will win, South Africa or Zimbabwe? I really thought Zimbabwe would make a game of it and make it maybe a point. I thought they'd maybe get a draw at least. South Africa have started very well, though. They're in again here. Strike. Oh, good block. Unlucky. South Africa causing all sorts of problems here for Zimbabwe. And the Warriors really need to get... Oh, it's a great run. Zimbabwe now driving forward. It's a great run. It's a chance in the middle. Oh, he's got to get the cross better there. Unlucky Zimbabwe. Dominic Nash, hi. What do you think about Semenyo to City? Do you think he'll join City? I do, yes. I do think he'll join City. I think that's the right thing for him, for City. I'm glad he's going there personally. As a Liverpool fan, I would much rather he go there than somewhere else. Prince Rupert says, ahoy, yeah, this is where it gets interesting when someone has to win. Exactly. This is why, of the 4 p.m. games, Prince Rupert, this one felt like the right game. Like I said, Egypt have already qualified. It's a bit of a dead rubber, the Egypt-Angola game. Egypt are resting all their best players. This one, like I said, both teams really having to go for it. FM No Casuals, good lad. Good lad, that's a very bold approach. Very, very bold approach. Here's South Africa. Pushing forward yet again. Trying to make it too early on. Good save from the keeper. Lyle Foster's had a good start to this tournament, hasn't he? Wasn't FM banned, or is that another FM key? No, FM No Casuals is a good lad, mate. He's a very, very good lad, long term subscriber, watcher, follower. Will says, Kane, I think it'd be a good opportunity for Lacey Key. Well, it depends how highly he's rated, I guess. The manager has a lot of players available to him that he's not played. Like, you know, many people think he should have given Mainu more minutes. He hasn't. Everyone rates Mainu quite highly. So, you know, Lacey, it might just be a case of that's all he's got, and he's playing him because he's got no one else. Wanderers, good afternoon, Key. You looking forward to the Leicester derby game? I am, yeah. East Midlands derby. And both teams, if they get a win... Do you know what? It's mad. Because if you look at the table, Derby County are 11th, Leicester City are 14th. But they're both only like 4 or 5 points off the playoffs. That's how tight it is in the Championship. A win could move Leicester up like 4 or 5 places. The same for Derby. I think they go from maybe 11th to about 8th, 7th or 8th with a win. So it's a massive, massive game tonight in the Championship, that one. Really, really big game. Brendan, are you doing one game today? No, mate, 2. 2 today, 2 tomorrow. Yeah, I think, to be honest, we're 2 pretty much every day now until the 2nd of January, I think. And the 2nd of January is the next one where we haven't actually got 2 games because there's nothing on really on the 2nd of January. The only game that I'm doing on the 2nd of Jan is Cagliari against AC Milan. So we're going to be watching a bit of Luka Modric and Christian Pulisic. FM No Casuals being here from the start. Love your Key. Absolutely, mate. Will not. Streets won't forget the OGs. Wanderers, who do you think could win? I'd fancy Leicester purely because they beat Derby at the start of the month. They won at Pride Park 3-1 in the return fixture. Leicester are coming off the back of 2 back-to-back defeats, so it's not a great run of form for Martí Cifuentes. And Derby County have 1 win in 6. 1 win in 6 for Derby. The only win that they've got is come against Sheffield Wednesday with the bottom of the table. Leicester City, like I said, back-to-back defeats. I think they've got 1 win in 5, and that was against Derby, funnily enough. So but they're both still only 4 or 5 points off the playoffs. So make of that what you will. The Championship is either really crap and everyone can beat everyone, or yeah, well, I mean, it is that, innit? It's that. It's weird. It's so good, the Championship, because anyone can beat anyone. And there's always, like, weird, like, Wrexham the other day, 5-3. Like, there's always mad games like that. Chance! Oh, South Africa really should have put that one away. Should have been 2-0. Should have been 2-0. Key, have you put a tad gel in your hair? I've not, mate. No, this is just water. This is just Slick Rick water. I'll be honest. Yeah, I feel bad today, man. I feel really ill. I've got really like dead run down. Do you know when I think I felt run down like a couple of days ago, and you know when you wake up and your face is just covered in like Oh, I feel like all spotty and greasy and audible. I've had like 4 showers just trying to feel like awake and alive. But yeah, I'm all good. I'm fine. Nothing a bit of footy won't cure anyway. Will says, is Zambia v Morocco later more crucial, or are Morocco home and dry? Yeah, Morocco are home and dry. I would say that's... I don't really know if that is the easier game or the better game later. Either way, I'm going to be watching Leicester v Derby. I thought we'd have a switch from the AFCON to the East Midlands Derby. Leicester against Derby County. UK makes you a little alone, key lad. Get to the summer and abroad. You'll be right. Is right. That's the plan. That's the plan. Get to the summer. Let's get a bit of sun on these bones. Albert, I like your streaming setup. Cheers, Albert. Thank you very much, mate. I like you in the comments. Good lad. 1 day less in the last 3 games. It's been 3-1. Crazy. Happy Mondays, Key. How's it going, Mr. Edwards? How are things with you? How's your week started off? Will says, Key, take the Angolan fans down. They've got a replica trophy like you had. Have they really? Absolutely outrageous. Where's my World Cup trophy? I think I've moved it. Ollie says, Arsenal v Villa tomorrow, Key. What a game. Is that tomorrow? Oh, it is. Yes, sorry. Yeah, I'm live tomorrow for Arsenal against Villa. But we're doing Uganda against Nigeria in the afternoon. So this slot tomorrow, we're going to do Uganda v Nigeria. We're going to do the Super Eagles, Victor Osimhen and all them. Zimbabwe in the box, strike! Oh, it's 1-1! What a goal that is! It's 1-1, and I told you this game was the one to do. The game has come alive. And it's an absolutely fantastic goal. It's absolutely unbelievable. It's still 0-0 in the Angola-Egypt game, and that is an absolute dud. It's a dead rubber. This is where the action was at. Zimbabwe have to win, and they've got straight back into it. It's 1-1. And no surprise, it's the guy we spoke about just before kickoff. Tawanda Maswanise, the Motherwell striker, who came out of the Leicester Academy. And he's giving it the big celebration. There you go. I don't know what that means, but there you go. It's 1-1. What a run and what a finish. Right-footed, bottom corner. Absolutely no chance for Williams in the South African goal. Smashes it in. Great finish, that. Prince Rupert, mad to see Wrexham are actually now above Leicester in the table, considering how recently they were in the Prem. Yeah, Leicester. Marty Cifuentes has been a shocking appointment for them. Mr. Edwards, not bad fella, psyching myself up for the first of 4 night ships. Cheeky fish finger butty for the road. Do you have any sauce on your fish finger butty? Are you a brown sauce guy or a ketchup guy or a, you know? Let me know. Steve O'Lad says fast feet him. Yeah, good feet, great finish. Can't deny that. Jake, what a game this is so far. AFCON is the best international tournament in the world. It's I wouldn't go that far, but it's very, very good. Very good. 1-1, 20 minutes in. All the action in this one. Hey, Big Dunk, how's it going? How's my second favourite Everton supporter? Oh, come on. Great touch, unlucky that. South Africa pushing forward again. Sibongele Mabaso. Good luck, boys. Good to see you, mate. Thank you very much for coming on. Albert Chigova says, let's go, Warriors. And Greg's Nedu says, how's Sa looking? Sa? How's Sa looking? Which one are we talking about? Who's Sa? Ah, South Africa. I was thinking to myself, Sa, are we talking about a player here? For some reason, I was thinking about Jose Sa. He's nowhere near the AFCON. But yeah, South Africa started the game very well. They went in front. Great finish. Bit of a deflection But it was a good finish, and then Zimbabwe have just equalised 1-1. Prince says, need to be careful doing celebrations. You don't know what they mean, Key. I know. I'll get caught out one of these days. It was, listen, the intent was right. I feel like as long as the intent is honourable, the execution's maybe a little bit questionable. I live off intent. If the intent was honourable and it was nice, and then, yeah, I'm fine with that. Tadiwa Chitza says, go Warriors, go. Greg Snaidu says, thanks for the update. No problem, mate. I will let you know how they're playing. South Africa currently all of the possession since the Zimbabwe goal. Ball into the box. Ooh, straight out of play. South Africa pushing forward to try and get that second goal to go in front. Lyle Foster causing lots of problems for Zimbabwe. Greg Snaidu says, what is your predictions for this game? My predictions for this game are... I really think Zimbabwe can get the win. I really do. I think it's going to be a really, really chaotic game, end-to-end, especially second half. We've seen that in the African Nations Cup thus far. Second halves have been where all the action is, as teams tire, as changes are made, and it upsets all of the sort of dynamic in the team, and the tension and the chemistry on the pitch just changes. I feel like we'll see more goals in the second half, but it started very quickly. Zimbabwe won, South Africa won. Both teams will be quite quietly content with this, I think, so far. A point is certainly suited more to South Africa. Zimbabwe absolutely have to win. Zimbabwe have to win. If Zimbabwe don't win, they go home. They are out. There is no way that they can draw and go through to the next stage of the tournament. Absolutely none. Steve-O says, I'm glad you're not making yourself suffer with Angola and Egypt. It is bland. I mean, that's 50% of this job, mate. It's picking the right games. A lot of it, you've got loads of games you can choose from, but it's just knowing which ones to actually do. Which ones are actually going to be all right and which ones are going to be the duds. Because bizarrely, you can pick a game that looks a bit crap on paper, but actually ends up being really good, and it's one of the best you've ever done. Key, do you think Gakpo is going to be used as a second striker while Isak is out and sign a winger? I don't think Liverpool will be playing with England, With England. Eh? I don't know where that came from. It's because I saw an England flag on the chat. Sorry. I don't think Liverpool will be playing with wingers, Not England, wingers. I don't think Liverpool will be playing with wingers going forward. I think we're going to be playing with a 4-4-2 with a box midfield, and I don't think Gakpo, if he's not playing as a centre-forward, he doesn't play. In my opinion, anyway. Greg Snaidu says, what's the score between Egypt and Angola? It's 0-0, mate. I reckon England will be a good winger, to be honest, lad. He's an absolute standout wonder kid at this moment in time. That guy, Norm. So who do you hate here? Never seen you do a stream without hate, mate. Hey, as long as you're watching streams, Norm, that's all good. As long as you're watching them to find out who I hate, I'll take that every day of the week. I don't hate anyone. I don't hate anyone. Only love, mate. Always love. Always love. Unless Alexis McAllister's playing, then I do hate him. Alexis McAllister can get in the bin. Greg says, I reckon England will be in the finals of the World Cup. You think so? Not for me. Not for me. And that guy, Norm, I'm South African, pal. Good lad. Well, hey, up the Bafana Bafana, mate. I certainly supported them in the last game against Egypt. I was hoping that you'd get a result so that Mo Salah would be back earlier. But so far, not a fantastic start from Lyle Foster and his teammates. But many best of luck to you, mate. I really wish you the best of luck. Maka will be back. Everyone has a bad season, to be honest. And Jake, well, everyone has had a bad season, but I don't think they've had a bad season to the extent that McAllister has. I've just never seen a player have that much of a fall off. Vosstyler, how's it going, Vosstyler? 1-1, yeah, 1-1. Zimbabwe bounced right back in after going a goal down. Legend FK, how's it going, mate? Here's Zimbabwe. Strike, edge of the box. Just over the bar. Unlucky. Better. Much, much better. Jake says, mate, if you hate a player, you're just a fake fan. Yeah, I don't hate anyone, to be honest. Not got the energy to hate anyone. Greg says, don't write England off in the World Cup. They've got a good set of players, mate, but we're not a good team. England are not a good team. The Legend FK says, Liverpool now linked with Camavinga, wouldn't mind. Well, he's always on the bench at Madrid. I would love Camavinga, but I think we'd have to pay 100 million plus to get him. Real Madrid are, they're not. Xabi Alonso isn't interested in playing him. That's going to be a free kick to Zimbabwe. Jake, I don't hate Kanate, despite being shit this season. Kanate's not been shit this season. Kanate's saved us in quite a few games, actually. Buzz Tyler, who do you reckon will win the World Cup? I can't see past Spain. Yeah. Spain for me. England are egos galore, especially with bell ending. How am I pronouncing your username, by the way, mate? Because it's an alphabet that I don't recognise, sadly. I wish I was more, able to articulate. Can you phonetically spell your name for me and I'll never forget it? Or your username, rather, and then I can... Ethan says Kanate has most definitely been shit. No, I disagree. I disagree. Chance! Oh, Zimbabwe really should have been 2 up. They really should have been in front. Scottish GHK, hating a player's performance is different from hating the player. Well, that's true. To be honest, I don't hate the player's performances. I don't hate anything. It's just so frustrating when you see a player who's got ample ability and is either making loads of mistakes, not applying themselves, or they're just strolling around the pitch. And that's been part of the issue, I think, with McAllister at times, and also maybe a little bit with Mo Salah. It's Callum from the... Oh, right, okay. Callum it is then. Callum's easier to pronounce. Guilty Spark. Have we seen Elvis in goal for Zimbabwe yet? No, I don't believe so. I don't think it's Elvis... Elvis is in goal for Zimbabwe. His name is Washington Arubi. He's 40 years old, the goalkeeper for Zimbabwe. He plays for Marumo Gallants in the South African Premier League. Yeah, the Zimbabwe goalkeeper is 40 years of age. United Forever, is Monetti not playing? No Monetti. And Dylan says, what's he saying? Sorry, Egypt under so much pressure. Yeah, Egypt are already through. It's a poor game, you know. Very poor game. Voz Styler says, Greg, respectfully, I don't see Brazil winning the World Cup, but they have players, so they might. There's always a chance with the World Cup with those types of tournaments. Knockout tournaments, rather. Grace says, plays for who? There's no such team in South Africa. Well, this disagrees. Marumo Gallants in the Betway Premiership in South Africa. Washington Arubi plays for Marumo Gallants. Shamner, it's been a few days since I posted. How was your Big Bang Christmas party? Very good, mate. Yeah, very good. How was your Christmas with your family and whatever you did? I hope it was a good one. Terry Alford, Bruce Grobbelaar's second keeper. Brucey, love him. Mr. Edwards, my boy Ahmad with 2 goals in 2 games. Ahmad's goal last night was phenomenal. Yeah, really, really good goal. Albert says, what are your plans on New Year? I'll be watching 2 games of football on New Year's Eve, mate. I am watching Sudan against Burkina Faso at 4 p.m, followed by Mozambique against Cameroon at 7 p.m. Mozambique, Cameroon, probably... It's a bit of a... That one's a bit of a decider, a little bit like this one, to be honest. Mozambique are on 3 points. Cameroon are on 4 points. One of them... Ivory Coast probably win their game against Gabon. Because Gabon are already out. Ivory Coast are pretty much already through. So, yeah, it's a bit of a playoff between Mozambique and Cameroon on that final night on New Year's Eve. So I'll be live for that one. Tolu Arokadari is a good striker. I thought he was really dangerous against us and Arsenal, Key. He's got lots of ability, but just not... Again, it just doesn't seem to... doesn't seem to apply himself as much as he should, I don't think. He's got real ability. He doesn't seem to... Like a big physical lad doesn't throw himself about as much as I would like to see him do that. Greg's Nadu says incorrect. Maybe second division team. Well, according to this, mate, he played for the Marumo Gallants against Orlando Pirates 3 weeks ago. He literally played against the Orlando Pirates for Marumo Gallants literally, 3 weeks ago. Oh, that was in the knockout. Sorry, that was in the Carling knockout. And they played against Magesi in the Betway Premiership. Yeah, they are. Mate, Marumo Gallants are 12th in the South African Premier League. That guy, Norm, says Marumo Gallant is the restate. They are South Africa's Sunderland, just exceeding all expectations. Nice. Well, they are currently, as I said, 12th. 12th in the Betway Premiership in South Africa. Tankiso says Bafana Bafana will win the game today. Well, it's a free kick to Zimbabwe. Both players actually down here. The referees called it for a clash of heads. I think Lyle Foster clashed with one of the Zimbabwe defenders just around the halfway line. The free kick's been given. It was Nakamba, actually. It wasn't Marvellous. It wasn't Marvellous. It wasn't one of the defenders. It was Marvellous Nakamba and Lyle Foster colliding on the halfway line. And it was a free kick to Zimbabwe. It's gone all the way through to the goalkeeper. South Africa now have it. Be yourself, Dylan. New Year's Day, Leeds v Liverpool. Yeah, we'll be doing that one, of course. And Shell, afternoon. How's it going, Shell? How the devil are you? Football Neutral TV. There's a lot of head clashes lately. Very true. And the legend FK says there's a player in South Africa's lineup called Sitol. Yep, Sitol's in midfield. Alongside Mokoena. Tiboho Mokoena of the Mamelodi Sundowns. Alongside Sfefelo Sitol of Tondela in the Portuguese Primeira Liga. Egypt 0-0, Shell. Yeah, we knew that one was going to be a dead rubber, that one. It was always going to be a poor game, you know. Hey, how's it going, Scottish GHK? Corner kick to South Africa here. Pooh, Zimbabwe, very, very lucky. I think that one might go back out. No, it cleared away. Well done. Oh, it's great play by Zimbabwe here. The left, lucky, the left back runs it out of play. That was very unfortunate, that. Did well there. Good interception. Tried to start the counter-attack. Wasn't able to get hold of the ball, really, but good pressing. Good intensity from Zimbabwe. They are... They're holding the shape well, and then they're just waiting for their moment to kind of lulling South Africa to run through the middle, and then they're just getting the foot in. They're 32% possession for Zimbabwe in the game so far, 68 obviously for South Africa. So you can see South Africa dominating possession, Zimbabwe hitting on the counter attack, picking their moments and going for the counter attack. That's where they're going to be able to try and exploit the holes that South Africa are leaving. South Africa, for their part, listen, 1-1 suits them, doesn't it? 1-1 is absolutely fine for them. That takes them through to the next round. They don't need to worry. They will go through to the next round in second place with a 1-1 draw. That is absolutely fine for them. Be Yourself Dylan says, did you know Zimbabwe is known as the Jewel of Africa? And what a jewel. Greg says, will a draw take South Africa to the next round? Yes, it will. A draw is enough for South Africa. Zimbabwe need to win. A draw is not good enough for Zimbabwe. They have to win. They absolutely have to win. Dominic Nash, do you think Liverpool will get Semenyo or City? City, I don't want Liverpool to get him. Liverpool aren't interested in him. Liverpool aren't bothered with him, I'm telling you. It's City will get him. We don't need a winger. We have absolutely no need for one. Cheryl says, are you doing a game later? Yeah, I am. I'm going to be doing Leicester against Derby. East Midlands Derby. So yeah, that one's live at 7:45 on Sky. So if you want to watch along with me, we can do Leicester City against Derby County. Very, very big game in the Championship, that one. And it's a little bit better than any of the AFCON games tonight, to be honest. Dominic Nash, why is Semenyo joining City? Because they need wingers and Liverpool don't. Yeah, Liverpool don't play with wingers, really. Jimmy Flower, could Mansfield upset Bolton today? My dog of the day. Hey, possibly. Yeah, possibly. I've not seen Mansfield's recent form, and I should have done, really, because I used to follow Mansfield Town a little bit closely. Oh, nearly. Oh, great save by the keeper. Yeah, a lot more closely. If you look at League One, the top of the table is so congested. Bolton have 3 wins in the last 4. Mansfield, 1 win in their last 6. Form certainly suggests Bolton. However, I don't know, maybe. I wouldn't be surprised if Mansfield maybe got a point. What's your logic behind thinking they could upset the Trotters? Legend FK says, apparently Semenyo himself wants Manchester City. Jake says, City don't need a winger. They already have about 10, so where will he go? Well, Pep doesn't rate Savinho. I don't think he particularly rates Marmoush, to be honest, but he doesn't rate Savinho. I think Savinho's going to leave. He's been linked with a move away quite persistently. He needs some natural width on that right-hand side. Someone who'll work hard backwards as well. Pep demands that of his wingers. He needs discipline and he needs high energy from them. Semenyo will play off the right. Foden through the middle. Doku off the left. So that's what you'll see, I think. I think Semenyo goes off the right for City. With Foden through the middle. That's brilliant defending from Zimbabwe again. Greg says, how many minutes left in the first half? There's a big clock just up there, mate. Big clock right in the corner there, you can see. Greg says, who's the best player on the field at the moment? I would say the best player... Do you know what? Marvelous Nakamba's actually been quite good, I think, for Zimbabwe. He's driven forward, done very, very well. Although I would say the goal scorer for Zimbabwe has made the biggest impact, obviously. Tawanda Maswanise, the centre forward for Zimbabwe, has done very, very well to get the goal. He's one of the highest rated players on the pitch, as is Jonah Fabish, the right winger for Zimbabwe. In fact, Modiba, the highest rated player on the pitch, is Aubrey Modiba of Mamelodi Sundowns. Shell says, okay, Tar, we'll try and watch heads a bit. Oh, Shell, yeah, take your time, love. Don't just, even if you just pop back on tomorrow or in a few days' time when you feel better, don't come back on and risk yourself. But I hope you feel better, lovely. Mr. Edward says, I'd take Marmoush at United. He's a real talent, in my opinion. Yeah, me too. I'd love Marmoush at Liverpool, to be honest. I'd take him. Legend FK says, Liverpool don't favour wingers. Do you think we should? No, I don't think we should. I think we've signed two wing backs who are basically wingers now. So we've already gone down the route of signing wing backs. Kirkes and Frimpong are going to be our width. We don't need wingers. It's silly to sign wingers and try and push Kirkes and Frimpong back as sort of defensive fullbacks. We signed them as attacking wing backs. Let's play them as attacking wing backs. That's my idea anyway, or certainly what Arne Slot's thinking. Greg's Nadu says, how much did African players get paid to play for South Africa? I don't know, Greg's. Let's ask. There's no single figure. Apparently top players earn much more. It can be like 100,000 rand. Kane says Barca have asked Lever not to score goals so they didn't have to pay buying a bonus. Don't think any club's asking the centre forward not to score, are they? If you need him on the pitch, then if they don't want him to pay the bonus, they just don't play him. Prince says it's not common for players to get wages for playing for their national team, is it? Yeah, it is. It is actually. It depends. It obviously varies from football association to football association. Generally, it's things like we'll pay you, your cost, your expenses for getting here, and flights, food, whatever. Then there's sometimes a fixed cost for every cap you get as well. And obviously it depends, doesn't it? Like, so England players have historically donated that stuff to charity, whereas I imagine if you're maybe a player in let's say the Botswana, right? The Botswana national team. We was looking at the Botswana national team against Senegal the other day. They are playing in the Botswana Premier League, most of those players. So I imagine the wages are not particularly attractive. For that reason, I would imagine they are paid to go to the AFCON with the Botswana national team. I imagine they get a fixed payment for playing for their national team. So I think it just depends from FA to FA. Tankiso says, my homeboy, Tiboho Mokoena, is going to score for South Africa. Mr. Edward says, is Salah actually leaving after the AFCON? It's all gone very quiet. I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think it's probably likely that Salah will leave. In my opinion, I think he will. Oh, Jesus Christ, I've just seen that Lewandowski thing, yeah? To be fair, he's neither confirmed nor denied. It's an allegation, isn't it? He's basically said, I don't want to talk about it. I've got too much respect for Barcelona and the people who work there. I think what's probably been the case is that Barcelona's higher-ups, the financial people, have said, listen, if you could just go easy and, if we're winning 2-0 or 3-0, maybe don't score the 4th or the 5th or the 6th. Maybe, if you could just rein it in a little bit, that would be fantastic. So I think the higher-ups probably said something, but I guarantee no manager is going to be saying to the centre-forward, yeah, don't score goals. Don't score goals. Yeah, it's not going to be from the manager, definitely not. It's going to be from the higher-ups, the people who actually are paid to manage every penny and pound. Steve-O says, I reckon a sneaky Salah to Inter Miami. Inter Miami absolutely are not going to get... Mo Salah still thinks he's going to win the Champions League. There's no way he's going to the Saudi Arabia or MLS. There's no way. Mo Salah, 120 million% is going to go to a PSG, a Real Madrid, a Barcelona. I think he's going Man City. If City don't sign Semenyo, I wouldn't be surprised at all if Salah ends up there. He'll go and play for one of the top teams in Europe that can win a Champions League if he leaves Liverpool. He would be very silly to leave Liverpool, but if he does, that's where he's going. Mr. Edwards, I would not put it past Barcelona. The record for cheating and dodgy dealings is huge. Yeah, but it's the higher ups, isn't it? It's not necessarily the manager. It's not the footballing side of Barcelona. It's the divvies upstairs, isn't it? Prince Rupert says, I hadn't heard anything about Lewandowski. Does he get paid more the more goals he scores or something? No, not really. Or at least no more than any other centre-forward. It was more relating to a payment that Barcelona would have had to make Bayern Munich based on certain numbers of goals that he scores. So if he scores lots of goals, they have to pay Bayern Munich extra fees. And for that reason, I'm guessing there was a conversation had with him where he said, listen, if you get an opportunity, maybe don't score so many. If we're winning 2-3, 4-0, don't go and get a 5th and a 6th. Don't kill yourself trying to get loads of goals. Right. Steve-O lad Barca debating on buying out Rashford too, though. Nah, they're not getting Rashford. Rashford's going back United, I'm telling you. Right, it's half-time. It is half-time, this one. One sec. Right, name for me the top 7. I want the top 7 South African Premier League appearance holders. That's the halftime quiz. That's the real quiz. That's the real quiz. And I also want what clubs they played for, because some of them have played for more than one. So give me... in the chat, get your answers in the chat right now. We're going to do a little halftime quiz. The top 7 South African appearance holders in the Premier League. Get them across. And we'll go through each player's clubs that they played with as well. In the Premier League, I mean. Not just like across their career. The one and only doing the Coventry v Ipswich game. I'm not, mate, no. I'm doing Leicester v Derby County tonight. Mr. Edwards, Didier Drogba. No. Stephen Pienaar is correct. He's number 1. We'll do the clubs after. Stephen Pienaar is correct, Archie. Great shout. Benny McCarthy, Brendan. That's right. He's number 6. So Stephen Pienaar is number 1. with 214 Premier League appearances, Stephen Pienaar. Benny McCarthy is number 6 with 120. Pienaar 214, McCarthy 120. Keep them coming. Who else? Quinton Fortune, Man United. Yeah, he's number 7 in the list. Number 7, Quinton Fortune, played for 2 clubs in England. 82 Premier League appearances. Not Percy Tau, not Tony Yobo. No, Yobo wasn't South African, mate. Yobo was Nigerian. Lucas Radaby. Yeah, Lucas Radaby. Leeds legend, Lucas Radaby. Albert Chigova. He's very... he's up there, 197 appearances in the Premier League. And Mark Fish, says Steve-O lad. Yeah, ex-Charlton. I'll give you one of the clubs there. Ex-Charlton, Mark Fish, 124 Premier League appearances. So you're still missing 2 more. 2 more. Number 4, number 5. Premier League South African players, if you can name them. Davey says, great to see the Everton players bonding in Nottingham today. Albert Chigova, Sean Bartlett. Yep, Sean Bartlett as well. He's in there. Sean Bartlett is number 5 in the list. He was 123 appearances. So more appearances than Benny McCarthy, funnily enough. And not Dick Agoy. No, he doesn't make the top 7. Sean Bartlett we've got. Yeah. The final one, I'll give you the clue. The final one played for 2 clubs. He was a centre-back. And he played for... who did he play for, actually? He played for Blackburn and Portsmouth. Blackburn and Portsmouth. Came to the Premier League as a Blackburn player and then joined Portsmouth in around about 2008-ish. He was a Premier League player from 2005 to about 2010. Centre-back, played for... South African centre-back, played for Blackburn and Portsmouth. It's Mokoena, yeah, great shout, Steve-O and Joe. Yeah, Mokoena is the answer, Blackburn and Portsmouth. Any guesses on who Stephen Pienaar played for? Which clubs? Premier League clubs we'll talk about, specifically Premier League clubs. Everton's correct. Everton's certainly won, yeah. Greg says Quinton Fortune. Yeah, we've already done Quinton Fortune. Not Newcastle, Brendan. He did play for Everton, Stephen Pienaar. He did play for Tottenham, yeah. Stephen Pienaar played for Everton, Tottenham, and Sunderland, Steve-O lad. Great shout, yeah. It was Sunderland. I didn't realise he'd played for Sunderland, but he had a short spell. Final season in the Premier League, he played a short spell for Sunderland. Second in the list was Lucas Radaby. Lucas Radaby was a one-club man. He only played for Leeds United. 197 appearances for Leeds United. Fantastic centre-back, wasn't he? And then Mark Fish, who is 3rd in this list. Mark Fish. Who did Mark Fish play for in the Premier League? Three clubs. Oh no, 2. 2 clubs. 2 Premier League clubs he played for. Scottish GHK, Steve-O answered earlier. What for Mark Fish? Steve-O's answered for Mark Fish. No, he's not. Oh, has he? No, he's not. He's not answered for Mark Fish. Bolton and Charlton, correct. Do you know what? We'll skip the rest of them then. We'll skip the rest of them. We'll do Right, tomorrow we are doing Uganda against Nigeria. So please now name for me, if you can, the top 10... No, top... Yeah, we'll do top 10. Top 10 Nigerian goal scorers in the Premier League. That's what I want. That's what I want to hear from you. The top 10 Nigerian goal scorers in the Premier League. We're doing Uganda against Nigeria tomorrow. That's what we're watching on here. So if you can do the top 10 Nigerian goal scorers in Premier League history, give me them. Give me them in the chat. One sec. Hang on. I'm still scribbling. Right, there you go. I'm done. Right. Top 10 Nigerian goal scorers in Premier League history. Brendan says Kanu. Yes. Kanu absolutely is number 2. He is the second highest Nigerian goal scorer in Premier League history with 54. Yep, Kanu's right. 6 times says, wasn't Yakubu Nigerian? He is, yep, he is number 1. Yakubu, number 1, 95 Premier League goals for Yakubu. Sonny Elise. No, Sonny Elise never played in the Prem. Fabulous player, though. Not JJ Okocha. JJ Okocha is 13th on the list. He only got 14 Premier League goals. Amiobi. Great shout, Steve-O. Yeah, Amiobi is 4th on the list. I think by virtue of the fact that he was there for a long time. Shoulder Amiobi, 43 Premier League goals in 299 appearances. So, about 1 in 5. It wasn't brilliant, was it? Let's be honest. Actually, it's not 1 in 5. It's more like 1 in 7, isn't it? 1 in 6, 1 in 7. It's more than that. My math's terrible. Yeah, that's shocking. It's like, yeah, 1 in 7. There or thereabouts. Eric Jemba is not. He was Senegalese. Eric Jemba, not Senegalese. No, he Cameroonian, wasn't he? Cameroonian. Jemba. Didn't score anyway. But yeah, Amiobi is right. Who else have we got coming in? Sorry. Tayo Awonyi. Awonyi's 12th in the list. Ian Acho's right. Yeah, Ian Acho is 5th. 42. Great shout. We've got Yakubu. Not Igalo. No, not Yobo either. Surprised by that. Ian Acho's right. Not Igalo. Iwobi and Moses. There you go. Yeah, Alex Iwobi is 7th in the list. Victor Moses is 10th. So Victor Moses is 10th with 20 Premier League goals. Just to give you a bit of an idea there. If Victor Moses is 10th with 20, think about the rest. Peter Odemwingie, the one and only. Yeah, Peter Odemwingie is 6th. He had 37 Premier League goals. Not John Obi Mikel. We've got Kelechi Iheanacho. We've got Yakubu. We've got Kanu. Amiobi. Who the pissing hell's that? Alex Iwobi, sorry. Odemwingie, Iwobi, Moses. 3 left. 3 left. Quinton Fortunes from South Africa. Not John Obi Mikel. Not Igalo. Martins. There you go, Adrian Berder. Yeah, Obafemi Martins, number 8. Correct. Definitely not a Luko. Dan was a Kocha Nigerian. A Kocha was Nigerian, but he's only 13th on the list. Yeah, he only got 14 Premier League goals. Akoku, Steve-O. Yeah, Efan Akoku. 3rd in the list. He had 53 in 159 appearances. Allegedly, that is who Bobby Robson wanted Newcastle to sign instead of Carl Court from Wimbledon. That's the famous myth Whether or not it's true, allegedly Bobby Robson said he wanted the scout, or he wanted Newcastle to sign a certain player. Go and sign him up front for Wimbledon. And they went and got Carl Court for £7 million, which was an awful lot of money. They went and paid £7 million for Carl Court and not for Efan Ekoku, which maybe is a player who would have been worth £7 million. Carl Court ended up being a disastrous signing for Newcastle. Anichebe, yes, that's the final one. Big Victor Anichebe, Everton's, for one period of time, Everton's fantastic centre-forward. 27 goals in 204 Premier League appearances, about 1 in 10 for a centre-forward. Not great, is it? So yeah, there you go. Yakubu, Kanu, Okoku, not Okocha. Yakubu, Kanu, Okoku, Amiobi, Iheanacho, Odemwingie, Iwobi, Martins, Anichebe and Moses are the top 10 Nigerian goal scorers in Premier League history. There you go. Not Ademola Lookman. No, Ademola Lookman is 16th in the list. 11 goals in 96 Premier League appearances. Ironically, the oh no, that doesn't make any sense at all, actually. That's minutes played. If we have detailed, hang on, where's that? John Obi Mikel has the worst minutes per goal of any Nigerian player in Premier League history. Kane, who's the best African player ever? I think you'd have to say Mo Salah, personally. Eto'o's probably up there as well, though. Aaron says Benjani is the Zimbabwean GOAT. What a player he was, Benji. Essien. Nah, not for me. Not for me. He was a good player for a short while, Essien, but I don't think he's better than most. He was never like the best centre mid in the world, was he? Whereas I think Mo Salah probably has been for a little while, maybe even if only for a couple of seasons. I think he was the best right winger in the world. And there's an argument to say Samuel Eto'o as well. Yeah, Samuel Eto'o, I think. It's only really Eto'o and Salah for me that could claim. George Weah was fantastic as well. Penalty for Angola v Egypt. It's been ruled out. There you go. Potential penalty for Angola ruled out, says Steve-O. That was quite quick. Right, we are back underway. How have I not got the timer going? Sorry. Apologies. Right, there you go. Aaron says Yaya Toure is the king of Africa. Again, a very, very good player, Yaya Toure, but only for a short spell. Only for a very, very short spell. Kane Key, can you name your most underrated 11? Most underrated 11? I think I'd struggle. Scottish JHK says George Weah knew how to celebrate too. He did. Some fantastic players in the 90s. I always think back to like Finidi George. Finidi George for Ajax, and then when he came to the Premier League with Ipswich. Like, everyone talks about JJ Okocha as... I mean, we could probably do an underrated African 11, to be honest. I think we could do that. Underrated African 11. Because I tell you something... Finidi George was absolutely quality. No, Drogba for me is one of the most overrated players in Premier League history. Drogba's a wonderful player, but for me he's far too... If I'm doing a top 10 Premier League centre-forwards, Drogba's not in it, put it that way. He was very, very good, and I liked him a lot. He's very much my type of centre-forward as well. I would have loved him at Liverpool, but I don't think he's an all-timer. Greg says score update. Yeah, there's a big scoreboard just up here, mate. You can have a look at any time the video is going. You can always check that. You don't need to ask permission. It's all there for you at all times. Check it out whenever you get a chance. Steve-O says, Key, can we have a VAR on the penalty accusation for Angola v Egypt? I haven't seen it. Apparently it should have been a stonewall penalty, Adrian's saying. Hey, how's it going, Sarah? How you doing? I feel terrible for what it's worth. I feel all run down and full of... I don't know if it's a cold sore or a spot. I've no idea. Aaron says Drogba overrated. Don't do drugs. I can name you 10 better Premier League strikers than Drogba. I can easily name you 10 better Premier League strikers. But I liked him. I liked him a lot. But he's definitely overrated. When people talk about the greatest Premier League centre forwards, Drogba's not up there for me. Sir, it's not a big deal. It's only one of them things. I think it's that time of year. Everyone in my house has been poorly, so it's my turn. I'm starting to feel a bit run down, and I'm wearing the signs of it today. Jack, you do look a bit pale, mate. I always look a bit pale. It's because of the lighting in here as much as anything. I am a little bit pale in real life anyway, but the lighting in here is pretty poor. I need to sort the lighting out. It doesn't flatter. Certainly doesn't flatter. Shamak was better than Drogba. Sarah says Drogba was great, but not as great as everyone made out. Oh, what's going on here? Keeper, it's 2-1 South Africa. What is he doing? Lyle Foster's pinched one. It's 2-1 to South Africa. Absolutely shocking from the goalkeeper, this. Oh, he's had an absolute shocker. He's had an absolute shocker there. What is the keeper thinking? I mean, to be honest, what is the defender doing? What is Zimbabwe's defence doing here? But what is the goalkeeper doing? He has had an absolute nightmare. He's come charging out Arubi, the 40-year-old goal. We were talking about him earlier. Washington Arubi, 40 years of age. This is going to be his last AFCON. But he plays for the Marumo Gallants in the South African Premier League. And it's an absolutely shocking bit of defending from Zimbabwe. First up from the fullback, and then even worse from the goalkeeper. What is he doing? I don't think, in fairness, the defender helps him. The defender certainly doesn't help him. Lunga it is. Lunga is the defender that heads it back to him. Divine Lunga of Mamelodi Sundowns heads it back to him. You know, Washington Arubi has to come out and try and get something on it. Lyle Foster gets his head to it, and it goes into an empty net. Really, really poor from the defender. Really poor from the goalkeeper. Aaron says Drogba gets in my top 10 strikers easily. Yeah, well, that's the beauty of football, isn't it? Everyone's got their own take on it, but for me, I can name you 10 just in the Premier League that's better than Drogba, in my opinion. There's no way I would have Drogba in my top 10. Fabulous player, but overrated for sure. Joel says Forrester complaining to the PGMOL. There you go. Lyle Foster puts South Africa back in front. Shell says, my tea time. See you after for more footy. If you're up to it, take care. Cheers, Shell. Yeah, I'll see you soon. I will be on later on, I'm sure. Samantha Mambudzi. Zimbabwe is the best. Good to see you, Samantha. One day or less. Hope you get better. I've just about got rid of that bug. Everyone's been coming down with it, haven't they? Scottish GHK, most underrated African player was Eddie Apper, school friend who played for Dortmund aged 11, 20 plus assists in a season in 1983. Parents stopped him from playing, now a doctor. Wow. Bloody hell. Sarah says Owen was a traitor and I still rate him above Drogba. I'm not sure if I'd have Michael Owen above Drogba. I don't know. If we're talking about centre forwards at their absolute peak, was Michael Owen's peak better than Drogba's peak? I don't know. If I was a centre-back, would I have wanted to play against Drogba at his peak or Owen at his peak? I think Drogba used to beat people up, didn't he? Drogba used to absolutely beat defenders up. You always knew you'd been in a battle when you had Drogba. The only problem with Michael Owen was, I think if defenders dropped deep, if Michael Owen was in the box, if he had no space in behind, I think that's why I would have gone Drogba. I think Drogba's better than Owen. I would have said Drogba. Peak Drogba is better than Owen. But I still think he's overrated. And I also think Owen's overrated. Ben, where does Fernando Torres go into this equation? Again, I wouldn't have Torres in my top 10. Yeah. I thought, again, very good, but not in my top 10. Steve says, Ivory Coast v Cameroon last night was a masterclass. It was enjoyable to watch. Yeah, it was a good game, that as well, wasn't it? Enjoyed that. Prince Stongwane says, Bafana not shot the ball. And Claudius, Warriors will make a comeback. The Warriors are absolutely in urgent need of a goal here now, aren't they? They desperately need to get back in front, or at least back level quite quickly, because they need a win here, otherwise their AFCON is over. So I'd have Suarez above Torres. Yeah, yeah, easily. Not even close. Not even close. Benzema if he played in the Premier League, yeah, maybe. Kane says, would Diego Costa be above Drogba Key? He done what Drogba couldn't. No, I don't know. I don't think so. I think Drogba was better than Diego Costa. For me, if I was doing my top 10, you've actually put me into a corner now. Top 10 Premier League centre forward. I can't do them. I can't do them in an order. The only order I can say for absolute certain, I would say Suarez is first and Henry is second. That would be it. Suarez, Henry, probably Rooney third, probably Kane fourth. So tough after that. So tough. Tevez, Dini, Andre Flo, Bobby Firmino. No, Firmino's not at his best. He's not better than Drogba. But again, a very, very good striker. Sir, what channel is the South Africa Zimbabwe one on? I can't find it. It's on channel 4 on the app. You can get it on the app. You can get it on the YouTube as well. Steve says, Mr. Key, why do you think Drogba was overrated? I just think he is. I think when people talk about him as like one of the best ever, he's one of Chelsea's best ever. He's not one of the Premier League's best ever. Unless we're extending it really, like, I feel like if you're talking about Drogba as one of the best Premier League centre forwards, then you have to include loads of others. There's far too many that I would have to include if I was including Drogba. So for me, no, it wouldn't be Drogba. It wouldn't be. But I am as. It's not just because he's Chelsea. Like I said, I don't think Torres makes it the top 10. I don't think Owen makes it the top 10. Strike! Oh, nearly 3-1 South Africa. Yeah, for me, it's Suarez, Henry, Rooney, Kane. After that, probably it's a straight shot between Aguero, Shearer, and Rude. But then again, do you know what? I'm so torn. Because honestly, I think Fowler was better. From 18 to 21, Fowler was better than anyone on that list, but didn't carry his career on. He got a terrible knee injury. He was never the same again. So, if we're talking about like total peak, Fowler's probably like just behind Suarez. Aaron says Suarez first, please get help. What do I need help for? Teddy Sheringham. Teddy Sheringham's very good. Yeah, very, very good. Aaron says Drogba's a 4-time Premier League winner, only player to score in 4 FA Cup finals. What's that going to do with anything? What has that got to do with the price of fish, mate? How many Premier Leagues you've won is not a measure of how good you are as a player. There's lots of average players who've won lots and lots of Premier Leagues. You know that, right? There's lots of average players who've won Premier League titles, and there's lots of very good players who've never won Premier Leagues. Steven Gerrard being one. I think everyone, if you asked any player who's played with him, against him, whatever, who's the best player they've played with or against, it's nearly always Steven Gerrard. Never won a Premier League. What a weird metric. Scottish GHK says, what about Haaland? Haaland for me is a bit of a one-trick pony. If he doesn't score, then you don't really see him. So Haaland is kind of in the... For me, that's the bracket. The top 5 is like strikers that can score from nothing, score all different types of goals and create. And if you notice, all of my top 5 can. Suarez, Henry, Rooney, Kane, create, score every different type of goal as well. So for me, that's my metric. After that, you're getting into your pure goal scorers. Your Shearers, your Haalands, your Van Nistelrooys, your Andy Coles. Those types of players are slightly different, because if they didn't score, you generally didn't really see an awful lot of them in the game. Yeah, Defoe would be another one. Defoe was fantastic too. Greg says, if Angola beat Egypt and South Africa draw, who goes through? South Africa, and Angola would go into the 3rd place playoffs. Whether or not they're not a playoff, but 3rd place to see if they'd have to be one of the best 3rd place teams. Vincent Jamie Lane, Andy Carroll, how's it going, mate? Up the posh. Robbie Keane was class. Robbie Keane was very good, but again, not entirely sure Robbie Keane makes it the top 10. Steve said, Greg, the 3 of them. Not necessarily the 3 of them. No, it depends on who else finishes 3rd. Because what happens is obviously the top 2 go through, and then it's like the best of the 3rd placed finishes. So Angola on 3 points might not necessarily qualify as a thingy, as a 3rd place player. Kevin Phillips was brilliant. Yeah, Kevin Phillips was a really good player, but again, I wouldn't have him there. Aaron says Drogba's a 2 times Golden Boot winner. So, again, what's that? What does that mean? Anything? That, if anything, that just means that is like measuring who's the best goalkeeper by clean sheets, isn't it? Clean sheets is not a good way to measure who's a good goalkeeper, is it? It's a good way to measure who's a good defence. But good goalkeepers are frequently in front of bad defence. Look at Alisson Becker. Alisson Becker hasn't won that many Golden Globes. And that's because Liverpool don't play defensively. We're always on the front foot. We're always leaving just Van Dijk and Konate back, and that's why those 2 always look exposed. Klinsmann was short-lived but awesome. Yeah, I loved Jurgen Klinsmann. I really wish we'd have seen Romario in the Premier League. For me, he's one that always gets forgotten about. Because I think at one point Romario... I just think Romario was better than Ronaldo. Peak, like, R9. Romario was absolutely unbelievable at Barcelona. Have you ever seen Romario's goal against United? A couple of the goals he scored against United when he was at Barcelona. Different class. Steve says, I know, but for now Angola will go through if the others don't make the points higher than them. That's true. Adam says you guys play on New Year's Day, right? We play, Thursday against Leeds we play. Jake says, why are we playing Leeds again before we play Fulham? Well, what do you mean before we play Fulham? We're play teams twice in the season, mate. We play Leeds not that long after we've played them at Ellen Road, and United are doing the same with Wolves, and Arsenal are doing the same with Villa, and It's just that switch over, isn't it? Kane says if we're going on golden boots, Hasselbank's better than Drogba. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, honestly, he was another one absolutely unbelievable. Aaron says Suarez is the best at biting flesh off of opposition players. I'm not saying he was a great person or anything like that. Not denying he was an absolute head case. But geniuses, Zimbabwe, very nearly 2-2. Geniuses very usually are, aren't they? Usually geniuses are pretty, flawed geniuses. Zimbabwe, poor ball in that, really, really poor, but off the post for Zimbabwe. And South Africa very nearly on the counter-attack. Rob R180, new TikTok layout. Yeah, mate. Yeah, it's taking some time, but we've got the... Webster, how's it going? Got 25 minutes left. Don't forget, if you're new around here, please do click like and subscribe. I am live every single day watching the AFCON, watching Premier League games, watching Championship games, watching games from all over Europe. We're doing AC Milan against Cagliari in Serie A. We're going to be doing the Carabao Cup games. We're going to be doing some great games across Europe. We're doing La Liga as well in January. Loads of great footy coming up. So if you like watch-alongs, if you like watching football every single day, make sure you've clicked like and subscribe, and I'll be live. If there's a game on, I'm usually live, and we watch it together. We do little halftime quizzes, and we just have a general chit chat like it's a night at the pub sort of thing. So if that's your thing, if you like that sort of stuff, get involved. We've got a wonderful community of people in the chat, really, really lovely people who make this place what it is, and we're very, very lucky. So get involved, get your name in the chat. Greg says you need a suntan. Mate, you've got it right. I absolutely do need a suntan. Probably not helping that I feel dreadful today. But yeah, you're absolutely right. I do need a suntan. I need a holiday. I need a holiday. Steve-O, I'd have loved to see Pirlo in the Prem. And Adam says the Spanish Super Cup's coming up. Yeah, we'll be watching that one, I'm sure. Legend FK says Sylvain Wiltord, barely remember him doing anything at Arsenal. Sylvain Wiltord, he did loads at Arsenal. Fantastic. Vincent Jamie Lane, come on the Posh, another 3 points tonight please, up the Posh. Yeah, it's going to be a good game, that one tonight, I think, for Peterborough. Mashwanise, the goal scorer for Zimbabwe. Strike! Oh, good save. Kane, have you seen Ozil now, Key? I haven't, mate. No, what's up with Ozil? And the Legend FK, remember Ali Adier? Yeah, Jeremy Ali Adier. Went on, played for Borough as well, didn't he, not long after Arsenal? Sarah says, I did say Zimbabwe v South Africa would be the better game. Yeah, I mean, Egypt's been dreadful, hasn't it? Chok Chart, come to Thailand, Key. Nice and warm here. I'd love to. Just need to sort a flight out, mate. I'd love to go to Thailand. Look at a picture of him. Go on, let's have a look. Oh, Christ. He's like Loris Karius. He's got stuck in the gym. Hey, like I said, if that's all you've got to do all day, you probably can. I imagine I'd look like that if that's all I had to do all day. I'd look hench. If my job was looking sexy, I reckon I could. Ish. Better than do anyway. One day or less, where's one place you'd like to go where you've never been? One place I'd like to go that I've never been. Croatia. Yeah, Croatia. I'd love to go to Croatia. Sarah, no, South Africa was winning this. I didn't think South Africa would win. I really thought Zimbabwe would get at least a point. I mean, there's still time. Still only 22 plus injury time left. Prince Rupert says South Africa look like they're the ones who have to win this game. I actually think what we're seeing is Zimbabwe maybe a bit too scared to press on. Maybe we'll see a late flurry of goals because Zimbabwe stood off like this in the first half. They're now starting to get a bit more possession. They're getting their foot on the ball and they're starting to commit a few more bodies forward. Look at that now. Look at where their fullbacks are. The fullbacks are very, very high and they're going a bit more direct. Aaron says Drogba's the best big game player I've ever seen. 4 FA Cups, 3 League Cups, 1 Champions League. Only player to score in 3 consecutive Cups, 4 Premier League titles. Yeah, like I said, he was a good player, but I don't think he was... he wasn't in the same league for me as Suarez, Henry, Rooney. Certainly not all. Those 3 were streets above him. Harry Kane as well. At peak, Harry Kane was miles better than Drogba. Scottish GHK, Zagreb was awesome. I'd love to go to Split. Yeah, I want to do more of... To be honest, I want to do more of the UK. Love to do more of the UK. But yeah, I'd love to go and see more of Croatia. Yeah. Lots of Europe. To be honest, Denmark was beautiful as well. Northern, Scandinavia way was lovely. Come to the mighty Seaham. Come and get a Parmo. Is it a Parmo? Is that what you have up there? Okay. South Africa ball in. Headed away. Kebab Parmo, sweet lord. One day or less, that's nice. I need to get my passport sorted. Never been abroad. You've got to go and get yourself abroad. Go somewhere. Is there I'm sure there's a reason why you've never been abroad. Like, I'm not a massive fan of flying. And that's only happened recently. I've been all over the world. I've done 11-hour flights and everything. It's never really bothered me. And then all of a sudden, in the last 5 years or so, I've always, I don't know why, I can't even explain it, but just started to become a little bit, not like having hyperventilating or anything, I just don't like it. I just don't enjoy the whole experience. So yeah, I've become far less eager to travel abroad in the last few years. Aaron says no African player has got more Champions League goals than Drogba. Kane, Henry, Rooney, I'll give you, but he's levels above Suarez. Mate, he's absolutely nowhere near Suarez. Suarez is better than all of them. Drogba couldn't do what Suarez did. Drogba could not do what Suarez did. No chance. He didn't have the pace. He didn't have the goals in his locker. If you look at the type of goals that Drogba scored, they were generally in and around the box. And that's fine. Suarez could score free kicks. He'd score... Drogba had the odd free kick, but Suarez scored free kicks. He scored long ranges. He'd score... tap-ins, headers. His reading of the game was unbelievable. Defensively, he was an absolute animal. Suarez, we're not going to agree, but Suarez is the best ever centre-forward I've ever seen. And I don't even particularly like the guy. He's a nasty piece of work that spits at people, but what a player. What a player. Sarah says, I've been West Germany a long time ago. West Germany. Whereabouts in West Germany did you go? Drogba was a different type of striker and unplayable at times. Suarez was a freak in terms of footballing ability. Scottish GHK. Oh, cheers for the super chat, mate. Don't go to York. They are still hurting from 7-0. York? Is that suggesting that Man United fans are from York? Or are we actually talking about York, as in York City? Ethan, as a pure finisher, Drogba wouldn't even make top 10 in the Prem for me. No, I've just said the same, mate. I've just said the same, Ethan. Drogba doesn't make top 10 in the Prem for me either. So I'm glad there's someone else on the same wavelength. Mackie, James Beattie. James Beattie scored a couple of absolute pearlers, I'll give you that. What a pass that is. Zimbabwe are in. It should be 2. Oh, have you managed to keep it? Oh, it's gone in. It's a massive deflection and it's 2-2. It's 2-2 and the game is back on. It's 2-2. What an absolute screamer. Fabulous pass. It's a great goal and it's game on. 2-2 in this one. 2-2. Absolutely unbelievable. It's a great pass. It's a good save from Williams, the South African captain, and it bounces back and it hits. Who's the defender who it hits here? Is it Mbakazi? Is it Mbakazi? No, it's Madiba. Oh, and he's had such a good game as well. Madiba, the elder statesman of Mamelodi Sundowns. A ball bounces in off him. I mean, they're going to check with a VAR, but it's never offside, that one. It's a clear goal, and it's going to be... It's 2-2 going into the last 15 minutes plus added on time. This is going to be a massive end to this game, you know. Swifty said if I wanted a number 9 in the modern era, Drogba would be right up there right now. I think if we're talking right now, maybe there's certain centre-forwards that were fantastic back in the day that maybe wouldn't be as successful now. And I include, by the way, I think Thierry Henry wouldn't be as successful now, you know. And Thierry Henry, I mean, I still think he'd be an unbelievable striker in today's game, but I don't think he'd be as... I think he'd have got bullied quite a bit, you know. I think he'd have got bullied quite a bit in today's game. Yeah. I don't know. Mackie94 says Yakubu. Kane, if you put Drogba in Arsenal's team right now, do they win the league? Oh, absolutely. Easy. Chalk Chart, I have voted draw. And Scottish GHK says no. 1985, 5th round replay. We fielded a full team and hammered them. Oh, I don't remember that. Oh, hey, nearly 3-2 Zimbabwe. Oh, good grief. Rob says, we live in a world of inside forwards and Henry would have been quality in that role. Yeah, maybe in the right... I don't know, I just feel like... I'm not saying he wouldn't be good. Of course he would still be good, but I just feel like he would be maybe less. There's certain strikers who were absolutely fantastic back in the day who maybe I don't think would play it as well right now. Yeah. Henry was more of a winger. He used to drift, didn't he? He used to drift an awful lot in the game and then he'd come alive. But I don't think there's as much space in behind now. And that's what, if you look at a lot of Henry's goals and you know, Michael Owen as well around the same time, and there's just not as much space in behind. Defenders now, if you look at defenders back then, the defenders they were playing against, generally speaking, were actually like bullies. Like big, tall, you know, great in the air, good reading of the game, you know, maybe your Tony Adamses and stuff like that, Sammy Huppier, defenders like that, they were absolutely fantastic. But frequently they weren't the same type of defenders that you see in the Prem now. If you look at like Van Dijk and you look at any centre-back now in the Premier League, they're all pacey. They've all got a turn of pace about them because you just can't... You can't compete against that now. And I just feel like that space in behind probably wouldn't be as there. It wouldn't be as much exploited, or wouldn't be there as much for Henry and stuff to exploit. Henry facing Maguire. Yeah, I mean, look, if he's up against Maguire, he'd wipe the floor with him. Legend FK, if we want to talk Arsenal, Ray Parlour was a workhorse. Romford Pele. Yeah, what a player he was. Vincent Jamie Lane, Juan Pablo Angel. He was a good player as well, yeah. Steve says, I hated Suarez when he refused to shake Evra's hand. That was a disgrace. I mean, he's done a lot, and he's done an awful lot, to be fair, Suarez. He's a nasty piece of work in that sense, but I think he just comes from an insane, and I do mean that word, insane will to win. The guy just, I don't think he thinks of consequences. He's just like, well, what can I do to gain an advantage on the pitch? Right, that's what I'm going to do. If I need to win, I'll win. And, yeah, that's part of his makeup, isn't it? But, yeah, draw the line at biting and spitting and all the other stuff that he did. Swifty, I think the Suarez comment was bad, but also a bit lost in translation. Well, yeah, I mean that was the whole defence, wasn't it? Scottish GHK, Gary Lineker would struggle in the modern game, too fragile. He'd poo his pants every week. And Terry Alford, the fit Robbie Fowler, was the greatest of them all. Terry, couldn't agree more with you, mate. He's my absolute hero, Robbie Fowler. 18 to 21. I don't think we've seen a better centre forward in the Prem. Still the only player to win Young Player of the Year back-to-back in the Premier League. Tell me that's not a penalty kick. It's a claim for a penalty kick here, but it's not a pen. There's no way that's a pen. There's no way that's a pen. It's a shot from the edge of the box here from South Africa. Oh, it might be a pen. It might be a pen. I think this one's going to get given, you know. I think it's going to be a penalty kick to South Africa. It's an absolutely ridiculous moment, this from Zimbabwe. Look at the state of this. It's going wide. It's going wide. The ball's going wide. It's miles wide. Oh, you stupid, stupid boy. You stupid boy. That is going to be a penalty kick to South Africa. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. It's going to be a penalty to South Africa. Zimbabwe have thrown this away. They have absolutely thrown this away. I can't believe what I'm watching. It's going to go to the monitor, and it's the easiest decision ever. It's so easy for the referee. I don't understand how he's not going to give this. He has to give it. The guy literally dives. It's a save. It's a save. It doesn't touch his head. It does touch his hand. It's a clear penalty. Absolutely crazy, that from Zimbabwe. And it is a penalty kick. There you go. It's been given. Penalty kick to South Africa. The Bafana Bafana are going to get this one. Was it Marvellous Nakamba as well? Do you know what? He should know better. He should know better, Marvellous Nakamba. Let's be honest. He's a player with experience at the highest level. He's maybe Zimbabwe's, best player in the current squad. Most experienced player in the current squad. And he does that. That's an absolutely ridiculous moment from Marvellous Nakamba. A player with Premier League experience diving and punching it wide, basically. It was a stupid, stupid moment. There's 10 minutes left. And now it's going to be Washington Arubi. 40-year-old goalkeeper Washington Arubi against Oswin Apolis of Orlando Pirates. Two players plying their trade in the South African Betway Premier League. Washington Arubi of the Marumo Gallants against Apolis of table-topping Orlando Pirates. He steps up and it's 3-2. There you go. Apolis sticks it away, sends the keeper the wrong way. It's 3-2. Easy peasy, and I can't believe what we've witnessed there. Cannot believe what we've witnessed. It's an absolutely ridiculous moment in this game. Marvellous Nakamba. He literally had his country's hopes in the palm of his hand, and he threw it away. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. Zimbabwe 2, South Africa 3. I told you this one was going to be the better game. I told you to swerve this bloody Angola-Egypt game. Adzo, what do you make of that 19-year-old Jan Diamand for Ivory Coast? Bit of a furore around him. Watch him. Watch him. He's a very talented boy, Jan Diamand. Yeah. I watched him at... I heard about him at Leganés last season in Spain, and I think we did. Did we do a Leganés game? I think we did. We covered a Leganés game. I didn't watch it for him. I didn't even know about him at that point. But we who was it? The chat, I think it was someone in the chat said, keep an eye out for this lad. He's going to RB Leipzig, or he's going to Germany, or he's going to be... Somebody in the chat said something about him. I'm sure they did. And then, obviously, he's gone to Germany, and he's been absolutely different class ever since. Absolutely different class ever since. Greg says, Angola must beat Egypt. Well, yeah, I mean, that one's not going to happen, I don't think. Hey, Corin, how's it going? But yeah, Jan Diamand can play left, he can play right. Zimbabwe, chance! Big save from Williams, nearly 3-3. It's still on this, I'm telling you, there's still a chance. There's still a chance. There you go. Egypt are top. South Africa in second. Angola third. Zimbabwe in fourth. And as it stands, both Angola and Zimbabwe are going to be going out of the tournament. Ethan says, have you seen much of Jairo Reid? He'll be at a Prem club soon. Been lots linked with him, haven't they? I mean, obviously he's at Feyenoord, isn't he? So there's obviously talk of Slot, and I know Arsenal have been rumoured to be linked with him as well. But yeah, I've not seen much of him. I've just heard rumours and names and stories and whatever. But yeah, one day or less. What a wild game! It's been a really. I'm so glad. We was very close to watching Angola v Egypt. It was on the schedule, and I thought, you know what? Looking at the table, I think this one's going to be the one that has the better action. So we switched it last minute. Bafana versus Zimbabwe, says Jan Dube. Zambia beat Morocco 2-1, you're thinking? To be honest, I don't. I don't think Zambia beat Morocco. We watched Zambia the other day against Mali, and they were terrible. They were absolutely awful. Patson Daka is the standout player, and they were absolutely shocking. I know Morocco haven't been impressive, but Zambia are really bad. Zambia are really bad. They aren't scoring past Morocco. Or if they are, they're not scoring two. That might be the kiss of death now. That might be the curse of the commentator. Right, couple of changes for South Africa as we enter the last 10 minutes here. Last 5 plus added time. Again, just a reminder, if you are liking these watch-alongs, please do me a favour. Click like, click subscribe. I'm live every single day watching games of football. And yeah, I love watching footy from all around the world. We've got the Premier League, the AFCON we do every day pretty much at the minute. The Championship we're going to be doing tonight. Leicester City against Derby County. Big East Midlands derby. We're going to be doing that. And then tomorrow we're going to be doing Uganda against Nigeria, followed by Arsenal against Aston Villa. Table-topping clash in the Premier League. So if you want to join me for those, make sure you give us a like, make sure you give us a follow. And yeah, join the community. Steve says, who will Egypt and South Africa play in the next round? I think it's still to be determined, isn't it? Yeah, still need to see what the other tables look like. Scottish GHK, Diamand nearly signed for Rangers after his trial. His agent wanted too much money. Good job for Jan. He wouldn't have progressed there. Sarah says, I just got asked, do I want to watch the AFCON in French or Arabic? Like, seriously, I can't speak either. Right, here we go. It's a long punt up the pitch from Williams in the South African goal. It's going to go all the way through to Washington Arubi at the other end of the pitch. Poor that. Very poor. And goal of Egypt, 0-0 still in the other game in this group. Like I said, as it stands, it's going to be South Africa and Egypt going through as group winners. Wanderless, talking of the championship, have you seen the madness going on with Frank Lampard? In what sense? In what sense? What do you mean by the madness going on with Frank Lampard? On the pitch? No, what? What do you mean? The madness going on with him on the pitch? What's that? I mean, I know they're playing Ipswich, aren't they? Coventry, Ipswich in a minute. I think it's in the next hour, isn't it? I'm sure. Washington and Ruby, very, very upset with the way they scored. Sarah says, so ask me, I can watch it in Arabic or French. My TV is weird. Why are you watching it on Benin TV? Right, it's a long throw into the box from Zimbabwe. Launched in. Flicked on. Chance! Very nearly 3-3. Good grief. I tell you what, there's still chances in this game. There's still chances. DC, do you think you'll beat Leeds this time around? Yeah, I think we will, mate, yeah. We've played quite well recently. Don't see him anywhere near as vulnerable defensively. Vincent Jamie Lane thinks it's going to be 4-1. Posh to Reading. 4-1. Yeah, you got a couple of big games coming up after that, haven't you? Posh, you're playing... haven't you got Lincoln soon? I think you're away at Lincoln, aren't you? The Imps. That's going to be a really difficult trip. Fancy, I think you might drop points at that one, but yeah, I think you should beat, with a bit of luck, you should beat Reading. I think it's Rotherham as well, other than that, isn't it? Oh, strike from the edge of the box, unlucky, over the bar, and we're into the added time now. Chirewa of Wolves with the strike from the edge of the box. It's over the bar. Miles over the bar, actually. And it's going to be 7 added minutes. 7 added minutes at the end of this one. Kane, did you see Xhaka's assist key? I did, yeah. Very good goal. Very good finish. Really good finish from Adingra as well, wasn't it? Scottish JJ, Southampton v Coventry was a brawl fest and Lampard lost his cool with Saints fans. Yeah, he did. He came on the pitch. They all ended up having a bit of a scrap in that one, didn't they, if I remember rightly? DC, I think yous will as well. Leeds haven't looked too bad recently, but I think yous will win. We just look a lot more defensively sound, mate. I think going forward we're still a bit all over the place. We're not at our fluid best, but we've gone from being not at our fluid best and losing games of football to not at our fluid best and winning games of football. And now Liverpool fans are complaining like, oh well, yeah, we're getting results, but you know we're not playing very well. Can't win. You can't win, honestly. Anthony, you watching any games today? League 1 or League 2 games? I'm watching a championship game tonight, Anthony. I'm watching Leicester City against Derby County. That's the next game we're doing on the channel. Sarah says key because I typed it in the TV and it took me there. Oh, and Benin TV. Wow. Adzo, do you think Chiesa deserves another start next game? No, not at all. To be honest, mate, big chance for Zimbabwe. Should be 3-3. What are you doing? Oh, they took 14 weeks to have a shot there. Honestly, they'd have got in front then. That would have been 3-3 and they've had 5 minutes to get a winner. Oh, so annoying that. So annoying. Yeah, I wouldn't give Chiesa another start, no. The guy, I mean, he shouldn't have started the other day. The guy is literally... Or being. Maybe it is being. she did say Benin. It probably is being, actually. Benin. No, Chiesa's literally been telling the manager that he's not physically or mentally ready to start games, so he shouldn't be starting him, really. Anthony, I'm going to Tranmere. Good lad, enjoy it. Enjoy Prenton Park. Hopefully a win for the Rovers. Vincent Jamie Lane, yeah mate, Lincoln away Saturday 4th. Got Rotherham away before we play the Imps. I think this one is nearly game over. We've got 4 minutes left. And DC says, yeah, I think that got rid of the Chiesa hype a bit. I'm sure that's what Slot's seen in training anyway. I don't necessarily think the Chiesa hype is because when he comes off the bench, he does really, really well. And he does. And he's a fantastic impact player. But he's not fit enough. Like, there's a reason we only paid 12 million quid for him. Like, this is what people can't seem to get their heads around. Absolutely top quality player. Unbelievable player. Look at what he did at the Euros for Italy. There's no way he goes anywhere for 12 million quid unless he's, in the nicest possible way, fundamentally broken, right? We signed him. He didn't really get a kick last year. He's still not really getting a kick this year. He is rejecting multiple international call-ups from Italy and saying, I'm not ready. I'm physically and mentally not ready to start games of football and play 90 minutes. He's rejecting call-ups from Italy, and he rejected one only last month. So this idea that I keep seeing Liverpool fans saying Chiesa, Slot's got something against Chiesa. Slot's really, really he must have something against him. Chiesa must have pictures of Slot or whatever. Like, honestly, I don't know what these people are watching and listening to. Anthony, what's your prediction for Tranmere v Barrow? I think it's going to be a low scoring one, that one. I might actually predict 0-0. I don't fancy goals in it, mate. Maybe 1-0 either side. But I don't fancy goals. Adzo, is Tranmere your local side, Key? As the crow flies, no, I don't think so. I don't know where my local side would be as the crow flies. Probably Liverpool. Maybe Everton. Maybe Tranmere. I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure. If you draw a straight line from like where I was born and where I grew up to Goodison Park and Anfield and Prenton Park, I don't know which one it'd be. I would guess it's Anfield. I would hope it's Anfield. But it's there's not much in it. There might be a matter of metres in it. Accrington Stanley, maybe. Could be the Ackies. I doubt it, though. Stockport's the closest side to the Mersey, isn't it? I didn't realise that. Stockport's the closest football league club to the Mersey. Everyone gets that one wrong. Luton. We know Luton's yours, Reese. Jordan, I really wish we got to see a Coventry watch-along. Nah, do you know what? The thing is with Coventry is if I'd have watched Coventry, I couldn't have watched this. So the choice was either, do I watch Ipswich and Coventry, and that's all I watch, or do I watch Zimbabwe against South Africa and then Leicester against Derby? And it was an easy choice for me. So I would much rather watch 2 games than 1. And like if it's for you guys, it's not really a problem, is it? For you guys, you could just do Coventry, Ipswich, and then switch over halfway through to Leicester Derby. I can't do that because I've got to pick a game and have it like scheduled and have a thumbnail for it and everything. If I could just do generic football watch along, and we'll just watch whoever's on. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe that's the secret in future. We'll just do a generic football watch along. Rob says nobody wants to watch Coventry. Right, there's still 10 seconds or so left here. Jordan, is there any reason Cov kick off at 6? Is it a bank holiday? No, I don't think so, no. Aaron says, do Cape Verde, Curacao, Jordan, Uzbekistan have any good players all qualified for the World Cup for the first time in their history? Curacao do. They have Cuco Martina, ex-Everton player. And Joe says, still never done a Gateshead watch-along. We'll get there. We will, I'm sure. At some point we will. DC says, a bit like when United signed Owen, it was only for impact depth and it worked, so players have that. Yeah, that's it. And that is all Chiesa is for us. Right, I think the Bafana Bafana are going to be going through. This is the final group game of this one. It's been a very, very good game. Zimbabwe 2, South Africa 3. Zimbabwe and marvellous Nakamba in particular will be kicking themselves that they gave that final goal away. It is full time. The referee's blown up. That is all. Zimbabwe 2, South Africa 3. What an absolutely fantastic game. Much better than the one we was going to watch, obviously, Angola v Egypt. I'm so glad we switched it. Right. Massive, massive thank you to everyone in the chat. I really appreciate everyone that's commented, that's liked, that's subscribed. If you're new around here, like I said, please do click subscribe wherever you're watching this. We're on Twitch, we're on YouTube, we're on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, and I'm on X. You can go and find me on all of them platforms. I'm the same across all of them. Key Thomas, Premier League Dad. Go and find me. Go and connect with me. I'm chatting on all of them every day. So, yeah, make sure you come and join the community. Loads of great people in the chat. And we're live every day. I'm live later on tonight. Leicester City against Derby County. Massive East Midlands derby, that one. A win could take either side 4 or 5 places up the table. That's how tight the championship playoff places are. There's like 10 and 11 teams, basically, from 3rd and 4th, all the way down to about 14th, 15th in the table, all condensed by about 5 or 6 points. So a win could really smash Leicester back up towards the playoff places. And the same for Derby County. Leicester have back-to-back defeats. They've only won 1 game in their last 5 or 6 games, and that was against Derby at the start of December. Derby County also have 1 win in their last 5, and that was against Sheffield Wednesday, who were at the bottom of the table anyway. So neither side are in particularly great form, but they're both scoring goals and conceding goals. So tonight should be a pretty chaotic one. I'm expecting tonight to be a very, very energetic, high-scoring game. One of them types of games that just, there's an ebb and flow to it. It's a bit of a basketball game. So if that's your thing, make sure you have, like I said, clicked like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will see you in about maybe an hour and a half. About an hour and a half. It's a 7:45 kickoff, so I'll see you at about 7:30. Take it easy. See you soon.